comparing like these European and US um, kind of ways to recruit or use an outsourced talent agency, like what kind of models do you have in the States? Like, is it just like success fee or what is it like? What different models are
Do you
there?
mean else in like hiring or like
Yeah.
so are you talking about like how we evaluate people?
No, I mean, if you get let's say you get a new client and
Hmm.
you discuss like what different pricing models are there for you two to collaborate. Is it usually success fee based that you do the sourcing and initial interviews and then once you place somebody then there's a success fee or what other kind of
Yeah.
models
Great
are there?
question. Gotcha. Okay, that's actually where the difference was coming because we call it a placement fee and you guys were calling it a success fee.
Ah, right.
So
Yeah.
that makes sense. So yes, every company will do it a little bit differently. For the most part, they're paying a placement fee at the end when it comes to like once we establish somebody. We do at least personally guarantee 45 days within their role, like as the day that they start working, until
Right.
45 days, that if they have any issues or they leave for any reason or they're not a good fit, we'll replace them without like an extra fee or anything like that. We'll just do that. And then usually depends on the type of company, but they'll charge sometimes a percentage fee. We typically, or not we typically, but we do flat fee based. And then we like to work exclusively with the
Mm.
client versus non-exclusive. Uh, I've been a part of too many deals, or deals as I call them, too many contracts where working not exclusive has just been wrong in so many levels for everybody involved, like the client, the candidate, us as a recruiter.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that is a standard. It's looking into changing, but that is most of the standard nowadays, where companies just expect you to work for free and non-exclusive. But again, I've just been a part of too many contracts where things are not done ethically. And at least when I started my own business, I did not want to do any of that, unethical sourcing.
Yeah.
So I've always stuck to like exclusive partnership when it comes to that. And I've lost clients that way for sure. There's people that, they're just like, yeah, I'd rather work with five people at a time, and that's just not my style of work. That's totally okay.
Mm.
It sucks sometimes, of course, but I've also had clients that have come back and said, hey, I would rather go back to the exclusive because we just did not see, how that worked out well.
Right. Yeah, I've done both as well, exclusive
Yeah.
and non-exclusive. But you said 45 days is it like a standard uh, for you guys or does it vary depending
It
on
varies.
the position, for example?
Yeah, I was going to say it varies depending on the position. Usually,
Right.
when they're higher level positions, there's going to be way more time in between. But for standard placement, it's typically 45 days for us.
Right. Okay. And if it's a percentage,
Hmm.
uh, is it like 15, 20, 25? Like
Yeah,
how
great
high?
question. So again, it really just depends on what the company does.
Yeah.
But they're typically 25 to 30% of the role.
Yeah.
What they charge us is a flat fee. And that's the other reason why I didn't choose a percentage versus a flat fee. Ours is a flat fee, will fall like right around 20 and then sometimes a little bit below. We did it for two reasons. One, it's because we're so specialized, we have the
Mm.
ability to place talent way faster than generalized recruiting companies. That's all
Right.
we do all day is we're talking to pre-sales and post-sales talent literally all day, every day, where we're creating relationships with them, understanding what they're wanting, what they're needing, and really hone in on their skill set and their background. So then when we do have a company we're working with, we're ready to really place people very fast. Now, generalized recruiters, they won't be able to do that because they have so many roles that they
That's what.
just it's honestly going to be impossible to try to have talent kind of like in the background, for all the roles that they do. So because of that, we do flat fee. And then the other thing is we like to do what's best for both sides, like the candidate and the company. When
Mm.
it comes to percentages, you automatically, even internally, you start getting affected by like, oh, if I convince them to get higher, my fee gets higher.
Yeah,
At least for us, there's no what is the word? I'm blanking on it. There's no, it's very clear what we're getting paid, and as long as both sides agree, we'll help you negotiate a higher salary if needed, but it won't affect us either way, so we do what's best for both.
right. Okay. Yeah, I think flat fee is here, at least in Scandinavia, it's more
Mhm.
common. Usually it's about like two times the 1 month salary.
Yeah.
And yeah, I have this started to went like a few years back. Remember this one case, which was non-exclusive deal.
Hmm.
There was us and I think four other companies hiring for the same positions.
Yeah.
But the thing was, I think they started with like 20 people, and they wanted to crank up the team members, or the amount of team members close to 100. So
Yeah.
altogether, our goal was to basically place about 80 people over the summer. So it was like 4 or 5 months time.
Yeah.
And we ended up placing, I think, 64 or something like that. Just like our team, and the
Oh, yeah.
other four companies ended up placing the rest.
Yeah.
So it's and they were generalized recruitment
Recruiters.
companies, and
Yeah.
we specialize in salespeople. So that's the difference where that you can see.
Specialized person. Yeah. And that's a great point you brought up. Obviously, when there's a company that's growing that fast, I don't see that being an issue in terms of like, hey, we need to work with maybe like two or three recruiters because we have literally 80
Mhm.
roles we need to fill. I think that's not a problem, but even like you just mentioned, just being specialized alone, you guys were able to fill like 80% of the roles because of that. And that's exactly why we
Yeah.
decided to go that route as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's easier for customers to really understand
Yeah.
like who do you serve, and what kind of talents you have, um, because that's always a bottleneck for companies, like where do I find the right people?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's true.